Are you ready for this? Hungary and Switzerland are going to take to the pitch in a battle for supremacy. It will be 90 minutes of non-stop action, brutal long-range shots and a burning desire to win as these two nations go head-to-head in one of the most epic showdowns that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the final whistle. Who do you think will come out on top? Welcome back to the Football Pit. Before we begin, please support our channel by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel to not miss any of the action. Hungary versus Switzerland. Unlike the Germany versus Scotland match, which we discussed in our last video, Hungary versus Switzerland at the FC Cologne or 1FC Köln stadium looks to be a more balanced matchup. Or is it? Switzerland are a somewhat familiar face in the Euros, having qualified for the competition 5 times between 1996 and 2020, and their 6th appearance will be in the much-anticipated upcoming Euro tournament in June. Their first appearance in the competition was in the 1996 Euro, where they shared the same group with heavyweights England and Netherlands. The third team in their group at the time was Scotland. The Euro can be unpredictable, but almost every fan knew who would qualify from that group. As predicted, Switzerland didn't. They only managed 1 point in the competition when they drew with England in their first game in the group. The same thing happened in 2004, which was the second time Switzerland had qualified for the esteemed competition. They were in the same group as France, England and Croatia. The one and only point they got from that group came against Croatia. In 2008, Switzerland qualified for the tournament for a second consecutive time, and their performance was slightly better. They were able to win 3 points, and you wouldn't believe the country they played against to manage this feat. Switzerland achieved this against the eventual group winners, Portugal. It was absolute madness, as their current manager, Murat Yakin, who was a player at the time, scored 2 goals. Unfortunately, those 3 points didn't take them anywhere but out of the competition. Eventually, Switzerland broke their personal record. After missing out on the 2012 Euro, they made their return in the 2016 Euro, and they did it with a bang. They qualified from their group in that year's Euro and advanced to the second round. Then, they almost did it. They almost qualified for the quarter-final when they held Poland to a draw. Unfortunately, one of their best players, Granit Xhaka, missed his penalty, which cost Switzerland a place in the quarter-finals. Switzerland also repeated the same feat in the 2020 Euro held in 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. They qualified from their group as the best losers, and they did something absolutely insane. Do you still remember what that was? Okay, let's refresh your memory. Switzerland held a powerful France to a draw. You should note that this was not just any France. This was the 2018 World Cup winning France that had the talismanic Kylian Mbappe, the silky Antoine Griezmann, the slick Paul Pogba, and the ruthless target man, Karim Benzema. That match was a 6-goal thriller, with Switzerland scoring first and refusing to go down when France equalised and scored an additional 2 goals. Switzerland equalised at the death of the game and beat France in the penalties, with Mbappe fumbling his own penalty. That match was epic, and if Switzerland have that kind of performance again, damn, Hungary might not know what hit them. But do you think they can? Hungary qualified for the Euro for the 5th time with their 2024 qualification, but they made a name for themselves in the competition in 1964 when they reached the semi-finals and also won the 3rd place playoff against Denmark 3-1. They missed out on the 1968 Euro but qualified for the 1972 chapter of the competition. Unfortunately, they lost to the mighty juggernaut that was the Soviet Union. Since that time, Hungary has been a stranger to this glorious competition until 2016. Their return couldn't have been any more glorious, and they qualified from their group. It would be the first time in 44 years that they would have such a result. The big question was, could they go all the way? No, they couldn't. They met Belgium in the next round, and Belgium tore them apart with a resounding 4-0 victory. Hungary returned to the competition in 2020, which would make it the first time they would qualify for the Euro back-to-back. However, they had the worst luck when it came to being in a group. All the other group members were giants and have won the Euros before. Hungary were in a group that had France, Germany and Portugal. It would have been the perfect opportunity for a story that would be told for years, but those 3 teams didn't give Hungary a chance. Although Hungary didn't slay the giants, they took points off them in the most thrilling yet surprising performances. Hungary drew with France 1-1, and they held Germany to a 2-2 draw, while Hungary crashed out of that competition early. With those brave performances they put up at those times, they can be confident before facing Switzerland in June. But there's one thing that we must consider about those two nations. Have they got any history together? And who won those times they played together? Hungary versus Switzerland, head-to-head and best players. In total, the two teams have played against each other 30 times. Out of those times, only 2 of them were in Euro qualifiers, which they played in 1995. They drew one of those matches and Switzerland won the other. In the last 5 matches they have played against each other, the odds are not in Hungary's favour as they have lost 3 times and they drew once. However, the last matchup between the two teams was in 2017, and a lot has changed since then. The two teams now have a new crop of stars who are ready to propel the team to victory. Switzerland have a reliable goalscorer in 25-year-old winger Ruben Vargas, who scored 3 goals for them during the qualifiers. Apart from Ruben, Switzerland still has the hot-headed Granit Xhaka, who is one of the best long-range shooters in the sport. Xhaka is currently high from the success of his football club, Bayer Leverkusen, who have just won the league in the most dominant fashion, levelling the teams in their way, including Bayern Munich. If you want to know more about how Leverkusen did it, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications so you can catch my video on it coming soon. Like Switzerland, Hungary have got their own standout players. They have got Dominik Szoboszlai, who scored 4 goals in the qualifiers, and Barnabas Varga, who also scored 4 goals in the qualifiers. The two teams have players that can make their matchup at the Cologne Stadium exciting, and I can't wait for these two teams to play against each other in the city of Cologne. The city of Cologne. Speaking of Cologne, FC Cologne, or 1 FC Köln as they are locally known, look likely to be relegated, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't take away this city's shine. 2 things could light up the city in the coming months. Maybe it could take the edge off the impending gloom of the city's local club heading to the 2nd tier of German football. The first thing is the second match of the Euro 2024 between Hungary and Switzerland, which I talked about early in the video. The second is the awesome city itself. As a fan coming to enjoy the Euro competition, your stay in Cologne will elevate your travel experience. Trust me, you aren't ready for Cologne. This city is the largest city in the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and Germany's largest city after Berlin, Hamburg and Munich. It is also the 4th most populated city in Germany, with nearly 1.1 million people living in the city and over 3.1 million people living in the Cologne-Bonn urban region. Cologne was established in the 1st century CE as the Roman Colonia Agrippina. Agrippina was later removed and Colonia became the name of the city, which evolved into modern German as Köln, or Cologne as the French call it, and the English adopted it. Due to the history of having different people settle in it, Cologne has become a cultural melting pot. Come June 15th, it'll also become an entertainment arena. You will enjoy your time in the city when you show up for the match, but if you really want to get the spirit of Cologne, you should arrive before the Euro begins. This city is life itself. And speaking of life, what better way to feel and experience it than to visit the Cologne Cathedral? The cathedral is the most popular tourist hotspot in Germany and one of the most important pilgrimage churches in Europe. It is the 2nd tallest church in Germany and the 3rd tallest in the world. No wonder it is a UNESCO World Heritage. That cathedral attracts both tourists and pilgrims. Over 6 million people visit it each year, and when you enter it, you'll see why. Your soul will come alive with the spectacular interior of Cologne Cathedral. The inside of the cathedral has exquisite stained glass windows, jaw-dropping artwork and intricate architectural details. You can get the best view of this historic city when you climb up the cathedral's tower. You could even pick your next tourist spot from there. You could also visit what is arguably the sweetest and the most fun place on earth, the Cologne Chocolate Museum. Who doesn't love chocolate? The Sweet Museum is located on the River Rhine, where you can learn about chocolate and its history. Apart from learning about chocolate, you can watch the process of making chocolate bars in the production room. Then my favourite part about the museum is the chocolate studio. There you can customise your chocolate bar with your choice of ingredients, making it the perfect souvenir to take home. Now I'm craving chocolate. You could also visit the House of Fragrances 4711 and take in the numerous awesome scents and even create an eau de cologne for yourself. If you aren't big on colognes, you could visit the Hohenzollern Bridge and feel the atmosphere of love with the amazing 2-ton collection of love locks that are on the bridge. You could also enjoy the cuisine the city has to offer as you explore hidden cafes tucked away in alleyways and back streets. If you don't feel safe in back streets and alleyways, you could fully enjoy the city's pub culture and food by visiting different restaurants like Fru am Dom. Fru am Dom will blow your mind. It has superb brewery rooms, wooden tables, medieval chandeliers, and stained glass windows that resemble a cathedral. The decor fits because in Cologne food is taken seriously. It's almost like food is worshipped. No, we won't give you food recommendations. You should explore your taste just like fans of Hungary and Switzerland would explore their passion in the Cologne Stadium during the Euro match on June 15, 2024. The Cologne Stadium. Speaking of the Cologne Stadium, it is the perfect spot for exploration if you can get to it before the competition begins, or even during it. When the competition begins, you might not be able to access some areas usually reserved for players and staff. However, you do get to learn about the stadium during the tour, or you could just learn about the stadium here. After 1919, Cologne began to work on a structure that helped boost the city's and the country's economy, as it created about 15,000 jobs. That construction was the Müngersdorfer Stadion, and in 1975 that stadium was rebuilt on the same site. Then, between 2002 and 2004, a new stadium which would be built known as Rhein-Energy Stadion, and would continue to be the home of local Bundesliga team, FC Cologne or FC Cologne. In July 2004, the stadium's impressive quality earned it a bronze medal for distinguished sporting and leisure facilities from the International Olympic Committee. The stadium has played a significant part in football history. The stadium was rebuilt so it could be part of the grounds used for the 2005 FIFA Confederations Cup and the 2006 FIFA World Cup. The stadium was the venue for the opening match between Argentina and Tunisia, in which Argentina won 2-1. It also hosted two other first-round games in the Confederations Cup. For the 2006 World Cup, it hosted 5 games. Those games were 4 group matches and the round of 16 match between Switzerland and Ukraine, which ended in a draw in normal time before Ukraine won on penalties. Before it was rebuilt between 2002 and 2004, several important UEFA Cup matches had been played in the stadium. One of those matches was the 1988-89 European Cup, where Bayer Leverkusen faced Barcelona and Galatasaray played against Monaco. Borussia Mönchengladbach also played both Arsenal and Monaco in the 1996-97 UEFA Cup on the grounds. The stadium also served as the home ground to second-tier Alemannia Aachen in their 2004-05 UEFA Cup campaign. One of the more recent iconic matches played in the stadium came during the COVID-19 pandemic in Europe. The 2020 UEFA Europa League final between Sevilla and Inter Milan, which was supposed to be played in the Stadion Energa Dansk in Dansk, Poland, was moved to the Cologne Stadium and was played behind closed doors. Sevilla won the match, beating Inter Milan 3-2. The coming Euro will provide maximum entertainment for both fans and casuals. Who knows, maybe Hungary or Switzerland will provide that unpredictability that this competition has become known for. Who do you think will win the match between these two nations? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more.